Dandavats Pranam, dear Rasa Pandita. Happy to see you.
Dandavad, Dandavad, very happy to see you and everyone else.
Sorry for 1 minute delay. We were doing translation arrangement. Anutama Didi will do simultaneous translation into Russian to Ukrainian Russian speaking devotees. So you can speak, and I hope devotees will be active, asking question or sharing something. They can also send questions to the chat box, and I will translate if it will be in Ukrainian or Russian. And it's like home, like meeting, just yes.
Dandavad.
And
Wow.
yeah, while everyone is joining, it will happen like few more minutes. You can just start sharing whatever is happening on your heart now, or some news from the London temple, or whatever comes to your heart and mind.
Okay, wonderful. Well, it's so lovely to see everyone. Gosh, we got Kumkum Didi here. We're very, very honored that you're here, and really, I much prefer to pass the audio over to you. What can I share in the presence of such an exalted Vaishnavi? And everyone else, so lovely to see everyone and grateful to be here. And please do also share anything that comes to mind from your side, any comments or questions. I'd love to hear. I'd much rather hear from all of you than hear the sound of my own voice. So Jai Śrīla Gurudeva ki Jai, Jai Śrīla Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Well, a little report here from London Maṭh. I'm very happy to share that really, actually, I feel that here in the London Maṭh, a very exciting new wave is happening. 2026 is looking like a beautiful progressive year filled with many exciting projects. Lots of opportunity for sadhu sangha, sankirtan, seva, and we get to have Abhinava Sundar Prabhu here in Kelly Kadambanana Didi, with whom I get to collaborate a little bit on kind of seva projects for the next year, for 2026. And to be perfectly honest with you, we just realize actually so much of what we're trying to do is really just packaging, sort of like marketing. Because really, actually, I mean, in terms of organizing, you know, the things. Because really what we're trying to do is bring wonderful devotees together and get other wonderful devotees to come and visit and to hear from them, and then to get to hear about Harikatha, about the glories of our Gurudevs, engage in Sankirtan. And so it's really just creating like an infrastructure to make that happen. And it's very exciting because we got, you know, we're working on sort of inviting many wonderful Vaiṣṇavas here to come and present, you know, many of the aspects, the beautiful, beautiful angles of Kṛṣṇa consciousness. And we're starting off the year with a Gita course led by Śrīpate Vishesh Prabhu, and that's a 20-week course. And he will be, he actually has built an incredible course. with a wonderful workbook, and really he will guide us through the Gita. And he's saying that by the end of it, having attended the full course, one comes away with a good understanding of really the principal shlokas, the primary conceptions, and the deep commentary by Śrīla Guru Maharaj. And so this is a wonderful opportunity for those that want to really dive deep into the meaning and message of Gita. And it will be held here in person in the West London Temple, Śrī Chaitanya Saraswat Maṭh, and also be streamed online, so no one has to feel left out if they cannot come in person. So that's just one course that has been confirmed, and there's several others in the making, and more details on that as soon as possible. And our beloved Shanti Moyi has written, how do we join in? Well, I will share, actually I'll share the flyer on the chat, and then it's just a matter of actually writing to us. So writing to us at contact@bhaktiyogainstitute.com, I believe, and to sign up, so that we kind of we know who's attending, and we can share all the course materials with them. It's really the Devi who has developed an incredible workbook, and it's a wonderful opportunity to participate. Let me just find the flyer quickly, because another update, my desktop is a little bit full with parikrama things, and that's another thing that we've been working on, is the parikrama to India, to starting in January. And Nadia Sundari, we really hope that you could have come, but we all miss you, and hopefully you can join in next time. But Savitri Didi is coming, Anutama Didi is coming, Shanti Moyi, Abhinava Sundar, and hopefully, and probably undoubtedly, Kumkum Didi is coming with us by heart, and everyone else. So we're very excited about that, but lots to think about, lots to plan, lots to work on. Okay, let me just find that. Yes. And there's like I said, there's more courses being planned, and actually Kumkum Didi, we wanted to talk to you about this. But I might as well take this opportunity now. We would love for you to come sometime next year, a few times if possible, to come and lead something at the Maṭh, and just like maybe a long weekend, and just to get to hear from you, to get to ask you questions. And really we hope that that's something that is on your radar a little bit as well.
Some trouble with my mute button. Didi, I love that idea. Thank you so much. And if it is in your mind, then surely Kṛṣṇa will give me some assistance. I can travel out of the EU by probably March or April.
Okay.
it's terribly exciting to think about all the wonderful things happening there in West London. London, all one big community.
Yes.
And
Yes,
here at Villa
we've been
Govinda, it's also the same community.
Yes, exactly. We've been changing the key jais from Śrī Chaitanya Saraswat Maṭh West London to Śrī Chaitanya Saraswat Maṭh London. Really, we're one community, one family, and very much connected between East and West, as well as Villa Govinda. Our part of our heart is there, and we've always like Shanti Moyi Didi always says, we've always been one team actually. So from the
Yes.
start of Villa Govinda, so many of the London devotees have come there and served there, tried to help out a little bit, and vice versa as well. I remember, you know, our kitchen here in the Maṭh, originally it was a tiny kitchen, and I remember, and it was significantly expanded, and I just always, when I look at the wall that was built by Kṛṣṇa Kanta Didi Monindra Mohan Prabhu, I always remember them. They built that. So many devotees came here and helped build that, and vice versa. I you know, in Villa Govinda, we remember how the devotees helped renovate things and prepare things, and one team.
Yes, that seems so much like Śrīla Gurudeva and Śrīla Guru Maharaj, and certainly our very dear Śrīla Madhusudan Maharaj.
Yes.
And we're only 1 hour separate time-wise, so, or to fly.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Maharaj is still talking about how beautiful that flight was when he just came. Because first thing is you go up above the gray clouds, and then just spectacular beauty with snow everywhere, and the fog is deep down at the bottom of the mountains, and the sun is shining brilliantly, and it just seems to be such a mood of making the devotees happy and enthusiastic, like you were saying, for Harinam and programs. And surely this is all a huge, wonderful wave coming.
Yes, and really that's happening. I mean, firstly, Śrīla Madhusudana Maharaj was just here, and we got to have his association here for a few days, and he left here, I think it was 4:30 in the morning. He left the temple, and by noontime he was back in Villa Govinda. And really, it's quick and easy, and actually that kind of travel I've been trying to do much more of it, because it's so wonderful to come to Villa Govinda and you know, get to be there. But it's easy for us actually. It's not we're so lucky that we get to travel, and that very easily we can have the association of very wonderful Vaiṣṇavas. And that's what I think about a lot, is really, you know, we hear that the Vaiṣṇavas, they feel a sense of urgency. They feel that actually, you know, really our life is so temporary. It's like we sing Kamala Dala Jala Jivana Talamala. It's like that life is tottering on like a drop of water on a lotus petal. Really, you know, this is a very amazing opportunity, and to take the holy name as much as possible, to take on service responsibility. Gurudev would always say we're so blessed when we have some service responsibility, you know, that where Vaishnavas can count on us to show up and offer service. And
Yes.
and then yes, sadhu sangha, like we're again so blessed that we know of all these Vaishnavas all over the world, that we get to call them our friends and family, and that you know we to really try to take the opportunity to be in their company as much as possible, and not just physically, you know, again, the seva connection is everything. We can connect through seva remotely. We can, you know, through Zooms, we can hear and associate and also serve. There's so much, it's amazing how nowadays we can through these devices we can engage in seva in so many ways. And then I wanted to also say that, like, you know, really that flow, that enthusiasm, that inspiration and nourishment that's happening in London, in Villa Govinda, and all over the world in many different ashrams. That really, it is the Vaiṣṇavas. I see it. Like I'm here. This is my home temple, but then you've got this beautiful wave of devotees coming through. Abhinavasundar Prabhu, Kelly Kadambanana Didi, Keshavananda Prabhu, of course Maharaj, Srila Madhusuda Maharaj, and many others. And they're just they're coming through with their dedication, their commitment. I heard Maharaj say recently, their hearts aligned with the cause, you know, and that's the association we want in our lives. Like, you know, those devotees that have really taken to heart Guru's message and want to dedicate and sacrifice also. They're convinced that this is how to spend one's time, and because there's so much out there, so much association, so much, you know, different kinds of association, so many distractions, so many misplaced priorities. And, you know, when we get to spend time with those that are saying, you know, I don't want that. I've had enough, actually. I don't see the value in it. I don't see the purpose. I want to really spend my time doing the thing that truly nourishes me and others. Where like my heart is happy and so, you know, I really actually I'm just feeling so grateful for that we get to have the association of the Vaiṣṇavas here, and I feel that just more and more Vaiṣṇavas are going to come through here and nourish the community and you know, the wider population here in London, and because, like, with by spending time with the Vaiṣṇavas, I'm also noticing that they really want to share. They're so eager to distribute this sort of nectar, and they want to get out there. They want to connect with people. They want to just try to do what they can to allow people to get an opportunity to connect with this divine substance.
Yes.
And it's such a beautiful thing to see, because it's so selfless. It's sort of like, oh, you know, I just want to go out and try to help people in the most meaningful way.
Yeah.
And it's very, very, very merciful and inspiring.
And I don't know of any better way to develop a taste besides being around those who do have such a high taste. Like you're saying, the association is, everybody is seeking association everywhere, but where is that association that always ends in extreme happiness and hope and faith? So when we can be around people who have that, then our minds also become convinced.
Yes, yes. That's I feel that always happens to me. That, like, you know, I sort of observe a Vaiṣṇava and how they do something, you know, just like even the tiniest thing, and it's teaching me something, how to do better, how to not do how I do things, how to think differently, how to observe the environment differently. And it's that's why it's so unbelievably helpful. And Gurudev always says, like, you know, 99% of our spiritual life is sadhu sangha, is Vaishnava association. We can get everything from being in good association, because it becomes easy. It's sort of like, it's, you don't even have to think. It's super joyful, and there's so much nourishment and inspiration, and you just end up kind of being tagged along.
Yes.
with their inspiration and dedication, and it's really very beautiful. How are things over there, Kumkum Didi, in Villa Govinda?
They're so sweet. And this is a country atmosphere, right? You walk out the door and see 100 people walking by and want to bring them in or anything. But I'm so impressed with the shelter that this ashram has always given to people from whoever can get here. And especially we see these beautiful other European, Portugal's represented, of course, Ukraine and Russia and Switzerland and Germany. And so this has always been the case, but the clever ways that the great devotees here, like Shanti Moyi is online too, and Krishna Kanta and Manindra Mohan Prabhu, think of attracting people by just having them stop by. They may be interested in the kiosk and getting some excellent vegetarian and vegan prasadam. And they may not know anything about this, but sometimes that will lead to a true connection. And whether it's knowingly or unknowingly, to see that people in this environment will be starting on their path, and that all opportunity is right here for them, for however much they want to have their devotional creeper nourished, and how much there is when you hear the devotees here explaining things. It just wants you to, it makes you want to learn to speak Italian. So what are you saying? You can see people's faces become so much more enlivened, and everywhere without Krishna consciousness, there's so much disheartenment. And so when you see that people naturally just smile, and you can tell that this is Gurudev's working. He's always trying for this. Just yesterday, Manindra Prabhu was saying how, I think the main thing, really the only thing that Śrīla Gurudeva really cares about is Trinadapi Sunichanatorpi. And I couldn't agree more because it matters so much to him, and he gives all of his divine power to somebody who's trying to spread this message of Srila Guru Maharaj, not making anything up or changing anything in any way, but this essential mood which is coming through our gurus, very recent, our gurus is the best way for us to get attached on this path of Mahaprabhus. And then we have our classes and we get to hear about Mahaprabhu's pastimes. Just this morning, we read the very end of Śrī Chaitanya Charitamrita and Anjalila. And it's so stunning. And the idea of now we can start over. It's like, oh yes, I'm sure I've read the Adi Lila before and Madhya Lila, but I haven't understood, I haven't retained, and that's what I can do now. So we're very, very fortunate that there's all opportunity for somebody to, just like you're saying, get swept along. And this is what we want. If we get some service, we'll be very happy, and our reward will be that we get more service and we'll get more and more ideas of spreading this. I noticed that Shanti Moyi made a comment too, and I'm sure that's very enlivening. Wish we could hear
Yes,
her
it
voice.
is. Yes, it is. She says, now the fortunate souls are lucky to hear from Kumkum Didi, and they're immediately captured. She's now the star.
We should ignore that.
No, I was looking forward to reading it. No,
Hi, Shanti Moyi.
Jai. No, it's so lovely, so lovely. Actually, this verse, what you're saying about the verse, Trinadapi Sunichana, really it is so deep. Like I know that I haven't even begun to scratch the surface of the meaning of this verse, but I believe that this got, it's so sacred, so deep, and everything actually. And what's amazing is that really actually that's like a seva connection, right? Really we can be anywhere, and if we can lead our lives trying to understand what this verse means and to align ourselves with it, that's our connection with Śrīla Gurudeva, and I'm sure an opportunity to really allow one's spiritual life to blossom more and more.
Yeah, by his grace, and also by the very sweet reflection that Srila Madhusudana Maharaj is always giving of his teachings, and Srila Guru Maharaj's teachings, and Srila Prabhupada's teachings. We're coming to see more and more that when we heard so many decades ago, and the whole world has heard, just chant Hare Krishna and everything will come. Your life will be sublime. You will be happy. And so we're learning more and more that doesn't mean that just repeat these syllables. Whether you understand or not, just keep chanting. This is very true, but by the grace of our gurus and Vaiṣṇavas, all of these saints who have become manifest in the world now, we're coming to understand about this mood of how to chant them and how to avoid offending the Vaiṣṇavas, offending the holy Dham or the holy name. And then we're rewarded with hearing about Mahaprabhu is also, so a few hundred years ago, what was he doing? He was always chanting with his associates. And this is what we're being invited into. It's completely unbelievable. And it's anything but finished. It's,
Amazing. Yeah,
we're pulled along.
unbelievable actually. how the greatest gift, the highest, most divine message is distributed to everyone, like, and the most
Yes.
destitute, you know. That's one thing that I was thinking
Yes.
about when we had that Monday Zoom just on last Monday, and the Leela of Krishna, Krishna Leela, and the glories and the beauty of Krishna Leela. Really, what an incredible conception we're trying to serve and worship, is that really the highest, the most beautiful love divine, the most ecstatic expression of divinity is distributed through Harinam Sankirtan to everyone. it's if you actually sit and think about what it is that we get to hear about, it's so unbelievable. Actually, I can't quite believe it.
It's simply for us to take it up. And the good news, the really good news, is that it's so attractive, and there's so much mercy that touches our heart in a way that nothing else touches it, has ever touched it, or will ever, that we develop some desire that we want to follow.
Yeah. Yeah, and that is by the inconceivable mercy of the Vaiṣṇavas, right? Really, it's like it's a causeless and inexplicable how that came into our lives.
Right.
And then but that's the Vaiṣṇava. It's their heart extending to the destitute, the fallen, those that are lost, and wanting to nourish them with the highest conception.
Yes. I'm gonna put myself back on mute.
No. Actually, one thing that you were saying, Kumkum Didi, about the devotees making themselves available for seekers, sincere seekers, to connect with Gurudeva and Guru Maharaj's teachings. We happened to be remembering our dear Ananda Swarupini Didi, who's here this morning, and we were just remembering how she grew up in and around Green Street. So the street where our East London Maṭh is, has been established for many years and decades. And so she grew up on that street and probably walked past the temple many times. And perhaps when Gurudev would visit, she walked past Gurudev. And then we're thinking, she may have, I don't know, who am I to say anything about anything, but she may have just done something wonderfully favorable, as she always does. That's just her nature, in the direction of Gurudev and the Vaiṣṇavas and the temple. And now she's one of our beloved deities, or shining deities, and so it's so magical how things happen, how the glorious lives of the devotees happen, and really actually quite magical, so filled with mercy. And then another thing I actually wanted to tell you also as Kumkum is that it's a little bit, it's a very grave, it's a bit of a grave subject, but as Mahaprabhu, we're reading Chaitanya Charitamrita, and we're this morning and reading on the departure of Srila Haridas Thakur, and the chapter is concluded by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj saying that expressing Mahaprabhu's sentiment of being both happy and sad at the same time, right? And some mixed sentiments. But we're remembering our worshipable Ṛṣabhadeva, Prabhu, you know, whose glorious life and departure resembled that of Srila Haridas Thakur. So we were remembering him, we were remembering you. And
I appreciate you bringing that up, because that's always completely chamatkara to think about that pastime that none of us would be able to understand except by the mercy of Śrīla Gurudeva, who explained it all so well. And it was simply a miracle before our eyes. So what fortune to have a very personal, very close example of just how Mahaprabhu is working, just how convincing, how very enlivening and faith-building. So I appreciate you bringing that up again. It's true that Śrīla Gurudeva said that his passing reminded him of the passing of Haridas Thakur. But what is always so amazing to me is that my husband's passing was auspicious because of Śrīla Gurudeva. And there were many devotees there, like Madhusudha Maharaj, Bhakti Lalita, āśrama Maharaj, Siddhanti Maharaj, Acharya Maharaj. Many devotees were there helping him. But it was Śrīla Gurudeva who somehow or other was called at the very moment that he was leaving to enter and just be within a few inches of him and giving him his blessings and overseeing everything there. And he told me one time that my husband, who had his eyes closed the whole day with illness, he said he opened his eyes, looked at me, and gone. So then we know that it was Śrīla Gurudeva who made someone born and not in a Vaiṣṇava family, but he made his human birth completely perfect. And that's for all of us. They're not just saying something light when they say that they are, the guru is simply trying to take us to their guru, who's taking us. That's not light statement at all. It's very true. We think that there's suffering in this world. There was just some news a couple of days ago about severe storms in California, but there's always something. There's landslides, there's war, of course, we know about all of that. And this seems like it is so heavy, and it is, but it's not nearly as heavy as the truth that our gurus are embracing us and making everything work perfectly, flawlessly for our benefit. Beyond our capacity to comprehend, but it's true.
Amazing. And that's what we're, yeah, like, I guess what comes to mind is like that I don't understand, like I personally have no ability to really understand this, but really we can carry it above our head in our hearts and try to just keep going. Actually, one thing I always think about and remember is just how Śrīla Gurudeva, like he's saying, right? We have been given this connection, this unbelievable divine connection. Now all we have to do is and in the form of a boat, right? And then he's saying all we have to do is hang on to the rope. We're in this ocean, this super turbulent ocean of our lives. You know, with all the waves, various waves of all kinds of things crashing into us. But really all we have to do is hang on and carry on and try to understand that really this is absolutely the most meaningful thing and in my life and in existence, and to try to understand, and this is what I'm telling myself, to try to understand that really this is the best way to spend all of my time. Really, actually, to give our whole selves. Sachi Didi was telling me just yesterday, actually, it's such a lovely thought that, so many things happen in our lives. There's so many situations, connections, obstacles, challenges, lovely things. But actually it's all there. It's all happening to bring us closer to Kṛṣṇa. And then Kṛṣṇa actually doesn't want, he doesn't want like us partly. He wants all of us, our full self, consciousness, heart, everything. And so all of these things that are happening, they're there to help encourage us to realize that and to give ourselves fully. Because he wants all of us, not just 5% or 10%.
Right. And that means he wants to give us all of him.
Amazing. And it's reciprocal, right? Like you see that with the devotees, like, it's a heart exchange. It's heart to heart. And then this reciprocation happens, and just this with this the deepest care and affection that we can receive from the Vaiṣṇavas, and they give that, and then you just want to reciprocate, and then it's just like a ping pong situation that's just ever increasing, and it's so beautiful.
I love to remember something that Śrīla Didi always emphasizes. It's one of the main themes of her life, and that is that it's completely impossible that there's one thing that will happen outside Krishna's will for us and our life.
Wow.
It can't be believed easily. It's so much will seem like, oh, this is just bad luck that happened, or I wish this hadn't happened. If it hadn't, then I could be a better devotee. I could do more service, or so many things will completely astonish us in our life. And every single thing that comes to us from the environment is directly, Śrīla is so good at pointing this out, directly arranged by Kṛṣṇa for precisely what we need at the moment that it comes. And by accepting that, it becomes not so hard to understand. You know, just the slightest thing makes a big difference, but it's always his slightest things, medium-sized things, giant things. They're all his interacting with us for our benefit.
I got to see that in you, Didi. Like actually there was some very significant situation happening recently in your life and you thought it would go one way and then it seemed like it wasn't going to go that way. And you so humbly and profoundly adjusted. You're like, okay, maybe this is not what Kṛṣṇa wants of me, and you adjusted. And it wasn't like it was a light thing, there was many components to it, and it's significant. And then Kṛṣṇa ended up it ended up becoming like the thing that you had thought that would happen in the first place. And but it those that's what we hear, that sometimes things happen to devotees and Kṛṣṇa that gives them that, and it's just to show the glories of the devotees, to show how they can flow with divinity. And another thing that comes to mind when you were saying what you were saying, that this avasharakṣibe Kṛṣṇa, like this embracing, like having conviction in the Lord's protection. It's so helpful because we, at least in my case, I when something bad happens, I tend to think that that's something that's bad, and it's not good, blah blah blah. But then we have to remember that actually there's like, there might be something completely, we might actually be protected from something,
yes,
way different, way worse. I think I see that in myself, and like I try to tell myself this, that I have to not believe what what I see, how I perceive things. There's my perception of the situation is incorrect, and I need to awaken within me the ability to try to see things from a different perspective, like not selfishly, but as part of this divine or dynamic whole that's all good and all beautiful and all favorable. And that's when things get so hopeful and joyous. So very high. Love the ideal.
Yes. And sometimes he wants us to completely change our plans, and that might be one reason for some obstacle. But what I just went through over the last year, where my plan ended up working out precisely, and it sounded to me like a very good plan. So it was very surprising when there were obstacles. So I knew there'd be many, many steps, but when some of them seemed like, how do I even do this, and can this work? But so everything did work out exactly like I planned, but I must say that my understanding of his supreme will being the only important factor is much deeper now. So that was, it seems like that was his reason for making the difficulties happen, because now it's more, my lips have always been able to say that everything is dependent on Krishna's will, but now it seems like it's coming from a deeper place.
Yeah.
We have to be very grateful. And all of those difficulties, when it finally worked out, when I got the news that it worked out, my first thought was, oh, that was simple.
Amazing.
Actually, that was quite simple. He was tricking me. He was, shaping me.
Mm-hmm. And that's why all these challenges, they're so meaningful.
Yeah.
If we can see them as favorable and believe that,
Yes.
maybe sometimes we don't understand why it happened, but it may be revealed in time. And I can say from personal experience that some things, they are revealed in time to be very difficult things, are revealed in time to be very favorable. And so we can have that trust. And if we can try to cultivate that, it can be so helpful in our lives, because it gives us purpose. How everything has a meaning. Everything is inundated with, divine will and purpose and meaning.
Mm-hmm.
I feel very grateful to get to hear all your reflections, Kumkum Didi.
I feel very happy for all of these Vaiṣṇavas here who have tuned in to hear you. They have good taste.
We're going on Harinam Sankirtan later.
Today?
Today. And we changed the temple schedule a little bit. We made it a little bit earlier, and we're cooking simple prasadam. Mm-hmm. And we even promoted it as simple prasadam. So that we can spend more time going on Harinam Sankirtan, spend more, go earlier and catch all the people going out to shop and try to get them to purchase the holy name.
And there's that Harinam party coming by.
Yeah. We're going to central London, which is it's so busy. So busy. So. Mm-hmm. But I've always, my observation of Harinam Sankirtan in London, central London, is that, and it does strike me how positively the people of London receive Harinam Sankirtan. It's almost, because the devotees, ISKCON devotees since the 60s, have been going on Harinam Sankirtan in that area daily, yes. For decades. Yes. And so it's part of the fabric, actually, of London life in central London. And everyone loves, really, most people, they respond so well, and they love to have a little dance, and, and it's out of, the different places I've gone to in the world, I have to say London is a lovely place for Harinam Sankirtan.
So true. And so many blessings. Even Thakur Bhaktivinoda, they were central, and they're thinking of London at that time. There was so much interaction that could have been incredibly dark, but somehow or other, London did get extreme blessings from him, from Śrīla Saraswati Thakur, who wanted there to be a center, which Śrīla Guru Maharaj and Śrīla Prabhupada were so happy to watch these develop, and this is still ongoing. So it's wonderful to hear that you're continuing. the lovely lake around here by Shanti Moyi's arrangement should get some Harinam Sankirtan tomorrow.
Oh, Jai, lovely.
Holiday time.
Wish we could join.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, it is. London has a very specific place in the hearts of our gurus, and
Yes.
because of that, because of all of our spiritual masters, they place some emphasis there, and so Gurudev and Guru Maharaj desired a thriving mission so much for London.
Mm-hmm.
And really, this West London temple, we all know it's Gurudev's miracle building. Really, it is. Yes. Every time we walk in, it's actually like amazing. Really, how this temple was just established by his inconceivable mercy and through his magic. Literally, it's all quite divine how it was established, and he gave us this place. He gave us, and because we couldn't do, the community was struggling so long for so many years and not able to find a suitable place. And then on the eve of Śrīla Gurudev's departure from this world, just a few hours before, the contract was signed for this temple, and it was felt by the devotees that really he gave this place for the UK community to connect to him through seva.
Yes. And it's brilliant. I guess it was largely by Krishna's arrangement, but it's being presented as an educational, an institute, very dignified. And this is becoming very favorable for exactly what you all are now carrying forward. So I know I'm looking forward to hearing the classes. It seems like it's the beginning of many in the organized way, just because that may attract so many people who think of that as, that we have some capacity. Not that we just sing this mantra on the street and look happy, but that, let's see what else they're going on about. And Bhagavad Gita is perfect because almost everyone in the world has heard of it. But exactly. What on earth does it mean? What is the message?
Exactly. And it's also, there's going to be opportunity for devotees to dive deeper into our Gurudev and Guru Maharaj's Siddhanta, really actually just with homework and study, and try to really go a little bit deeper, try to make more of an effort to, read, study, and commit to memory some of these divine teachings. And really, Didi, we're very, very much looking forward to getting to have you visit after March or April. And we can talk about that hopefully sometime soon offline, and just talk about what we can schedule in for you. So excited.
That will be my good fortune.
We look forward to it.
Europe, including United Kingdom, seems so small for someone coming from the United States.
It's tiny.
Yeah. And there's so many devotees represented here from different corners of Europe, but a lot of potency of Mahaprabhu's message going on.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, and I did also just very quickly want to say shout out to Rupanuga Prabhu and Seva Rupa Didi and Rasa Mai Didi. All of whom are also coming on the India Parikrama. So really, it's so exciting. We look forward to it so much.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we've come to the end of the hour. Jai Śrīla Gurudev ki jai, Jai Śrīla Guru Maharaj ki jai, Jai Kumkum Didi ki jai, Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hari Bol.
Rasamai Pandit Didi ki jai. Sachimata ki jai.
We still have pockets full of questions, Pandita, so we will again and again invite
Could you say that again?
that we still have pockets full of questions
Oh!
for you. And it's, for me, it's not enough of you, so we will keep inviting you, and thank you for accepting the invitation and just being here with us. And always.
I feel really grateful to be with you and you all, and here to try to serve.
We know that you are busy in Seva, but right now I am sure after Zoom you'll keep doing some parikrama organization and temple Seva, so we please do for that. And we're totally thank you for joining to this room. Thank you for sharing with others dreams and for following the important worship. Thank you. Fire.
I didn't. Yeah. Dandavad. So lovely to connect with you all, and just wishing you all a lovely rest of the day, and just happy to be connected with you all. I feel really grateful to get to have your association. It's the joy of my life.